What if death is not an end, but merely a change in the frequency of our consciousness? Quantum physicists increasingly suggest that information cannot disappear without a trace. Every memory, every impulse of your self, is an indestructible quantum code. We are used to seeing the world as material, but behind the facade of atoms lies an ocean of probabilities. The energy from which we are woven existed before our birth and will remain after. Imagine our body is just a temporary interface for operating in this dense layer. When the interface fails, the information is not erased, it returns to the field. Quantum immortality is the hypothesis that consciousness always chooses the path of continuation. At every point of choice, the universe splits, creating infinite versions of you. You never die from your own perspective, because consciousness always drifts into a living branch. It sounds like madness, but the mathematics of quantum mechanics allows for such a possibility. We are not biological machines, but observers who collapse reality with a gaze. If the observer disappears from the system, does the system change? This is the main question of science. Ancient texts called this a transition, modern physics calls it a quantum leap. Your brain is a biochemical processor that translates field signals into feelings we understand. Perhaps, after physical departure, we simply gain access to the entire data array. Without the body's filters, we may realize ourselves as part of the whole, not as a point. Like a drop returning to the ocean, we do not lose individuality, but expand it. It is a state beyond time and space, where past and future merge into now. Future technologies will allow us to look beyond this threshold without leaving the physical world. Imagine a consciousness scan that translates the soul into a stable information stream. We are on the threshold of an era where death becomes a technical error, not a biological inevitability. But is our society ready for a world where physical death ceases to be a boogeyman? Old fears will vanish, and we will focus on the true development of spirit and intellect. Human evolution is the path from survival instincts to conscious management of reality. We are learning to see the invisible threads that permeate every cell of our being. This is the highest form of connection, to understand that all existence is one at the quantum level. Prepare to see what is hidden from the eyes but accessible to a mind seeking truth. This film is your portal into a space where the boundaries between life and cosmos melt. Welcome to a deep exploration of what it means to be alive in an eternal universe. Our universe is not a collection of objects, but a giant hologram where the whole is in every part. If you know the code of one particle, you can theoretically calculate the state of the entire cosmos. This explains why we feel connected to distant stars. We are simply one system. When we leave the material plane, we don't leave, but compress into a pure informational point. This state is called a consciousness singularity, where the potential is infinite. In this point, there is no time, so eternity is not a duration, but an absence of boundaries. Have you ever wondered why we are so afraid to lose our self? Fear is a barrier set by biology, so we cling to this dense world. But once we understand the essence of quantum connection, fear turns into pure curiosity. We begin to look at death as a transition to a higher density of information. In this new density, our thoughts gain the power of physical creation instantly. Imagine a world where imagination is the only law of spatial architecture. This is not fantasy, but the result of consciousness transitioning into a flow free from matter. Many great thinkers intuitively felt this transition, describing it as light. Light in this context is not just photons, but the pure energy of awareness. We all have access to this light, it is just deeply hidden under layers of ego. Quantum physics proves that the observer changes the observed with their attention. Your attention is the currency with which you pay for your reality every day. Where attention goes, your energy flows, such is the law of quantum exchange. By managing attention, you are already learning to manage what happens after the transition. We are students of the universe, taking an intensive course in a material school. The exam of this school is to realize yourself not as a student, but as part of the teacher. Pattern break. The teacher and the student are the same being at different times. Death is simply the school bell, inviting you to return to the teacher's space. You don't need to wait for the bell to start feeling unity with this great teacher. Meditation is a way to do your homework in advance by tuning the frequency of consciousness. Every minute of conscious presence reduces the distance between you and the cosmos. You are creating your eternity right now, in every breath and every thought. May this journey be full of discoveries, for you are the pioneer of your own path. We continue our journey through the cosmic code deep into ourselves and the universe. Looking into the microworld, we see particles behaving as if they are telepathically linked. This is quantum entanglement, an invisible thread piercing through all space-time. If we are linked at the quantum level, then distance is merely an illusion of our senses. Physicists call this non-locality, but poets have always called it love. In this quantum network, every action of yours resonates in distant corners of the cosmos. We are not just observing the universe, we are its active co-authors. Imagine space as water, and we are waves, creating our own patterns. When a wave fades, it doesn't disappear, it becomes part of the shared ocean of energy. And this ocean remembers every crest, every movement of your consciousness. This is the concept of Akasha, an infinite data archive of all existence's history. Modern scientists are looking for a theory of everything, but perhaps it has always been within us. We look for answers in black holes, forgetting our brain is also a black hole for information. Inside it, billions of data points collapse, turning into conscious experience. Why are we so afraid of the unknown, if we are made of this mystery ourselves? Paradox: to find yourself, you must first decide to lose your habitual identity. Shed the shackles of logic to see the pure majesty of the quantum dance of reality. Every cell of your body pulses in rhythm with the pulsing of distant pulsars. Synchronization is the key to seeing the structure of the cosmos everywhere. We are learning to listen to this music, turning the noise of chaos into harmony of order. Your life is not a random set of events, but a well-thought-out symphony of experience. And in this symphony, there are no wrong notes, only different stages of learning. Realizing this fact changes everything, from fear of death to the joy of every dawn. You are an eternal traveler whose home is located at any point of the infinite universe. Do not fear change, for it is the only constant in an eternally evolving cosmos. The transition is not the end of the game, but moving to a new, more complex level. What awaits us at this level? Perhaps, full conscious control over matter. We will become architects of worlds, born from our own consciousness. But this future requires purity of intent from us today. Your purity is the purity of your quantum signal, broadcasted into the cosmos. Let us continue our ascent, exploring the boundaries of the human mind's possibilities. Many ask, if consciousness is one, why do we feel so lonely? Loneliness is a temporary filter, allowing the individual self to gain a unique experience. Without this filter, the universe would just be an infinite monologue without a listener. Your personal experience is a priceless gift you bring to the common cosmic treasury. When you learn, rejoice, or suffer, you literally enrich the entire structure of existence. We are the sensors of the universe, and it is through us that it learns about itself. Your life is not just a series of events, it is a high-tech data collection process. Understanding this, we start treating every moment as an important experiment. We stop being passive viewers and become active participants in the process. This transformation changes our brain chemistry and the activity of our neural networks. Studies prove, deep mindfulness literally changes the expression of our genes. You are literally rewriting your code every time you change your focus of perception. Imagine you are a programmer, and your body is the most complex software product. Quantum biology teaches us that matter is just a dense form of information storage. We can change this record by influencing it with the power of pure intent. Intent is a vector setting the direction for the flow of probabilities in the quantum field. If you set a vector of love and creation, the field begins to respond with corresponding events. This is not magic, but the working of information interaction laws, available to everyone. Many ancient practices were aimed precisely at tuning this vector of intent. We called it prayer, meditation, or ritual, but the essence was the same: attunement. Today, science confirms, a state of peace is the frequency of maximum data conductivity. The less noise in your mind, the clearer you receive signals from the depths of space. In this state of silence, you realize, you are the very cosmos you are searching for. We look for answers in distant galaxies, not realizing we are searching for a reflection of ourselves. Stars are just projections of our inner light, displayed on the canvas of the firmament. The final answer is always simple: you exist, and that is enough for a great saga. The world needs your unique perspective, your experience, and your love. We will meet again in other spaces, at new levels of our journey. Remember, you are the creator, you are the cosmos, you are life itself, knowing itself. And this journey never ends. It is only beginning.